morning, everyone. Welcome to Walk with the Doc again. Another beautiful day. The parent organization in Ohio, Walk with the Doc, has actually grown. So when we first started spring, summer of last year, they had 120 or so chapters across the world. In the past year, they've grown to over 220. And they were actually recognized by the Surgeon General recently in his annual speech, sort of one of the groups across the world promoting health benefits to walking. So that's a great bee in their bonnet as well. We've grown as much as they have too. So our typical walks are 50, 60 people. And we've had over 330, excluding this morning, over 330 individuals registered for the walk in the past year. So if you take the number of people that walk each month times the number of miles that we walk, it's been over 900 miles that we've done as a group in the past year. So give yourself a little round of applause on that one. So that's a lot of miles. We'll hit our 1,000th mile coming up this summer as well. I just want to make a quick announcement too. We have someone who has helped us get through this entire process, someone that keeps us all on task, organizing our meetings, the details, the logistics. Maybe you don't see her in the crowd every month that she's here, but Stephanie, where's Stephanie? She's over here. So Stephanie's expecting her second child. Next month. It's going to be a little girl. Okay. So it could be before, during, or after the walk next. So be ready for that in case we have to call you into duty. So, but Stephanie keeps us going, and without her, we wouldn't even have our walks every month. So Stephanie, thank you so much for all that you do. It's tremendous. This is going to be an interesting talk this morning too. This will be our first non-cardiac talk. We kid with the orthopedic doctors that the purpose of the heart is to bring blood to the bones, which is true. But there are many healthy benefits to walking besides cardiac benefits. So psychological benefits if you have endocrine disease like diabetes or hypertension, and also orthopedic issues. With walking with you folks over the past year, I think many of you have told me that you have joint replacements. Anybody, hips and knees? Okay, great, okay. And also other orthopedic surgeries along the way. So there are benefits, as you are well aware, to walking for our orthopedic benefits as well, too. So today I have Dr. Robert Handy from Orthopedics. Rob is doing a lot of sports medicine and sports orthopedics as well. I know in our family he's helped out my wife and I with our arms and our knees. And he's a very busy orthopedic person here. Rob Handy.
I want to thank Dr. Comezzo for inviting me out, and thank all of you for coming here. I want to start by just telling you a little bit about myself. I'm a native Doylestown. Anyone else here born in Doylestown? Couple? Yeah, so I was born at the old hospital on Belmont Avenue. My dad was born at the hospital on Ashland Street, if anybody knows that one. I grew up on the other side of the Catholic Church, right on Linden Avenue. So I went to Linden Elementary. After that, I went to Lenape, and I actually walked to Lenape numerous times, but I did have a bus that took me there. Ended up at CB East. After graduating from CB East, I went to Villanova, which, by the way, #1 in basketball this year, #1 in business undergrad. Could no longer afford to go there, but it's a great school. The Army paid for my medical school. I went to Temple, and then I spent 14 years in the Army, traveling around. Did some time in Texas, Korea, back to Texas, Germany, back to Philadelphia, off to Washington State. Eventually came back home. So, so it's great to be here. I was told to give a little talk about the benefits of walking in regard to orthopedics. Dr. Comezzo said I had about an hour and a half to talk. But I'll keep it under 5 minutes. Walking is great for all things orthopedic. Muscles, bones, joints, tendons, ligaments. We'll start with the muscles. Working out the muscles helps to strengthen the muscles. And people don't think about it, but the muscles are actually our joint shock absorbers. And so if our muscles atrophy as we walk around, the forces that we put through our joints increase, and that wears out the joints. If we can spend some time exercising, walking, or otherwise, our muscles strengthen, and the quad muscles, strong quad muscles, act as shock absorbers for the joints. So one of the primary goals or benefits of walking is strong muscles. As far as the joints are concerned, the cartilage inside our joints, they line the ends of the bones. The cartilage has no innate blood supply and no way to get nutrition other than through osmosis and diffusion from the joint fluid. And what walking does is walking moves the joint fluid around the joints, and that helps to nourish the cartilage and keep it healthy. So by walking, cartilage gets nutrition, cartilage is happy, joints are happy. By staying inactive, the exact opposite happens. The cartilage begins to break down and can easily get damaged, destroyed, leads to joint problems such as arthritis. So muscles, joints, bones, very important for an orthopedic surgeon. Walking helps to stress the bones, exercise the bones, and what happens if you exercise the bones is they tend to take up calcium and phosphorus from the bloodstream and build strong bone. The opposite, if you're not exercising, calcium leaches out of the bone and leads to osteoporosis, osteopenia, and possible fractures. In addition to those, you get the benefit, walking gives you a benefit of sort of using all your muscles, all your tendons, improving your balance, okay? And balance is important at any age, but as we get older, it's very important to prevent fall, prevent injury, okay? Other benefits of exercise and walking, not specifically orthopedic, would just be burning calories and staying generally in good shape. And also, probably giving you more energy throughout the day to live life. And if you're doing that, probably sleeping better. And so it all sort of works together as a whole to make us healthy. Sir Isaac Newton, there's a commercial about Sir Isaac Newton's first law of motion. It is objects in motion tend to stay in motion, objects at rest tend to stay at rest. There's a commercial, I have no idea what it advertises. Does anybody know? But it's actually true, and I think it's true for the body and it's true for exercise. If we get into a habit of exercising, we tend to do it more regularly, and if we get into a habit of lethargy or sitting around, that tends to be a sort of a way of life. And so without much further ado, I'm going to encourage that we all go for a walk, we exercise our muscles, improve our joint fluid and motion, strengthen our bones, and have a good day.
Just before we do our walk, we're going to do a little stretching. We don't need too much warming up as it's pretty nice out here right now. So let's just start with the head, the neck, and just turn to one side and just hold it there for a few seconds. Taking in a deep breath and exhaling, we can go to the other side. Next, let's take our hands and interlock our fingers and just push them out. Come up a little bit. Back down. We'll take one arm across the chest. A little pull in. Other side. Do hands on the hips. Just a slight turn to the side. And other side. Let's do one more. And just do a slow march in place, just to get the legs moving a little bit. Nice and slow. And I think that'll be good for today. We'll save some energy for the walk, right?